WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Thanks for joining us tonight. This time next year, Lowndes County will have a new sheriff. Mike Arledge is not seeking a third term.
After more than 30 years in law enforcement, Arledge says he made the decision to retire over the holidays. Jory Talley sat down with the sheriff today to look back at his career. She joins us in the studio with more. Jory.
Sheriff Arledge is looking forward to enjoying some time with his family. This year will be a bittersweet one for Arledge as he gets ready to hang up his badge after a career that has taken him all over the state. From then, now, a love for serving the public is what's kept Lowndes County Sheriff Mike Arledge in law enforcement for 33 years. But as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. Arledge started his career with the Department of Public Safety, working in almost every major division of the department.
I was assigned over to the Mississippi Bureau of Narcotics, and then I worked for a stint with the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations. So that falls under the heading of DPS.
Although Arledge is in the public eye these days, things used to be a lot different.
After I was a trooper for a number of years, then they assigned me over to the Mississippi Bureau of Narcotics, and I worked Jackson, Meridian, on the coast, North Mississippi, all over. The main job I had when I was there was specifically covert operations, and I worked strictly undercover.
Countless cases, operations, stings, you name it. He's done it. Arledge says he can now share some of the things he's done in his career that no one even knew he was involved in.
I was on the Highway Patrol SWAT team, and it does stick out that several governors that was having their inauguration, and there was times when we were behind the scenes, and I was a sniper. I was on top of a building. We was clearing buildings down in Jackson because the parade was going to come through.
But Arledge got his start where he would eventually serve as sheriff.
I can remember coming here in 1981 as a rookie trooper that didn't have a clue what I was doing at first, being a rookie. And this was my first assignment, was the Starkville, Columbus area. We had runs back then, and we'd work a couple of counties. And I didn't even hardly know anybody here because I wasn't from here.
As Arledge starts his final year as sheriff, he has some tips for the next person who fills the seat.
You may make a promotion. It's going to make some of the other guys that didn't get the promotion upset. And one of the main things is just treat people the way you want to be treated. Be kind to people, and know that you're here for a purpose, to serve the public. There's going to be criticism, and that's one of the toughest things in law enforcement.
The sheriff says over the years he's met many great people and developed many friendships. He wants the community to know it's been an honor for him to serve as sheriff.
There was a major shakeup today in that race to replace Arledge. Major Greg Wright put his name on the ballot to be the county's next top cop. Currently, he leads the investigations division at the department. He has previously served as chief deputy. Archie Williams and Ryan Rickert both dropped out of the race. Now Wright and former jail administrator Rick Jones are the only names on the ballot. The deadline to qualify is March 1st.
Mississippi's Secretary of State is looking for a new job. Delbert Hosemann was in Columbus this morning to announce his plans to run for lieutenant governor. Hosemann says Mississippi's future and his grandchildren helped him to decide to run. His platform includes refocusing on small businesses and helping them to thrive, also prioritizing education, health care, and infrastructure.
The most important person 8 hours a day that we turn over our kids to is a teacher. And they are undercompensated, and I anticipate the legislature will begin to rectify that issue this year, and hopefully through the next year. And every year that I'm in the lieutenant governor's spot, we're going to raise teachers' pay. We can't stop building roads here. I mean, you heard one of the people here today talk about that, and that infrastructure is critical.
Hosemann is in his third term as Secretary of State.
A Columbus High School band booster is reportedly charged with embezzlement. Tanya Danielle Holmes was arrested last week. Sources tell WCBI the investigation centers around checks and the band booster club. Columbus police are only confirming more than one check was involved. Columbus School Superintendent Dr. Cherie Labatt confirms to WCBI that a band booster was arrested and that person was not an employee of the district. However, she did not identify that person. Time now to turn things over to meteorologist Jacob Dickey. He joins us with a first look at our forecast. Jacob.
Thanks, Joey. What a turnaround of weather we've had in the last 24 hours. Temperatures this evening in the mid-40s already with that north wind. That is a good 10 to 20 degrees cooler than we were this time last night, enjoying those last few hours of spring air across the area. As far as things look, though, across the area tonight, we are clear. We will stay that way. We've kept that sunshine, and we'll do that for another day or so. However, some rain is in the forecast. Coming up in just a bit, I'm going to time out the rain, tell you how much we expect, and we'll also take a look at what we can expect in the coming day. That and more in just a bit.
All right, Jacob, thanks a lot. We have an update tonight to a story we brought you yesterday. We're learning more about a pastor who was injured after his truck was hit by a train in Monroe County. The driver of the truck was Willis Dobbs.
Dobbs wasn't the only one affected by this accident. Our Blair Schaefer was in Monroe County today. She now joins us live in the studio with more.
Joey, Dobbs is a familiar face in the Amory community. He's impacted many over the years, and his friends and family think it was his God-fearing spirit that saved him yesterday. And one man close by might have been Pastor Dobbs' guardian angel.
God was with him. You know, it wasn't anything more we could do. I mean, if it was, we would have been able to get him out. That was the good Lord with that man, you know, and he should know it. The family should know he is blessed by all means.
Dustin Morris rushed to the tracks knowing something wasn't right. Not only does Morris think a greater power was there, but so does Pastor Dobbs' friend, Reverend Elvis Mason.
We really believe that God is always around, that God's Spirit is available no matter where we are. When something happens, God is there, no matter where you go, on the train tracks, burning building, whatever.
Late Tuesday evening, Morris says a truck drove by and he noticed that was something unusual.
We seen the truck go really fast through here, and you know that's the dead end right there, and we knew they didn't know where they were, and then we heard it crash.
That crash was only the first problem.
As we was running up there to check on the person, we heard the train blowing, and when we got up there, he was, you know, obviously dazed.
A train was coming straight towards Dobbs' truck. His truck tires were flat and stuck in the middle of the tracks.
We was trying to get him out, and he was hung, and I grabbed Damien, my cousin, out of the way, and we got out of the way, and he was miraculously just stumbled out right afterwards.
After Dobbs escaped his truck, the train hit his truck, and his truck rolled over him. Amazingly, that didn't stop him from breathing.
His head popped up, and I knew he was alive, and I run over there and applied pressure and did a head check and wouldn't let him move.
Dustin Willis stayed with him through it all.
We talked about his wife and his kids and the community, and it just kept him up there, and he was wanting to get up so bad, and I promised him, I'm laying here with you, but we can't get up.
This heroic act has many in Monroe County feeling grateful.
It is a God thing. God is always around.
We've called to check in on Dobbs' condition and have not yet heard back.
Future business leaders from Northeast Mississippi test their entrepreneurial skills at a DECA competition. We'll take you there on WCBI News.
Welcome back. Hundreds of high school students from across Northeast Mississippi put their business skills to the test today in Tupelo.
WCBI's Allie Martin was at the District 3 contest and has more.
Kira Moorhead and Justin Rook were given a specific task for their DECA competition: develop a marketing plan to sell tickets to a show at a large theater.
If a price is really low, like that impacts their buying behavior.
Participants at the District 3 DECA contest have spent months studying business etiquette and marketing skills at their schools. Students can compete as part of a two-person team or individually. Teams get 30 minutes to develop their presentation, while individuals have 10 minutes. The competition requires students to act out a business role-playing exercise before judges.
How would you incentivize new members to continue to go to the shows?
Kathy Dawkins is the DECA sponsor for the Starkville School District and helped organize the competition. She says DECA sponsors believe in the organization's mission because they can see results.
And most of we teachers, we went to college together, or the younger teachers did their student teaching under some of the older teachers, and so we have a very close-knit family, and it's good to see our kids excel.
Students say the time constraints make the competition even more challenging, but they gain valuable insight into business, finance, and marketing.
A lot of people are so nervous, but you just have to be yourself and try to be creative, come up with your own ideas that'll stand out.
This can help you with planning for something in your future. It really gives you a lot of benefits.
Confidence is key in everything you do. If you don't even know what you're talking about and you're confident, people are going to think you know what you're talking about.
The top 6 winners from District 3 advance to the state DECA competition next month. In Tupelo, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
A teacher at West Lowndes Elementary is using her classroom to shape the future. Tamara Buchanan teaches 5th grade right now. She's teaching them geometry, and in Buchanan's class, no chalkboard is needed. Students walk around and identify the different shapes and their properties. She says that's one way she gets her lessons to stick. The other way involves showing them love.
They know you care and they know that you love them, they will learn. Bottom line, they will learn. And I love them, and they know if it's genuine, and it is. Even though sometimes I have to bite them, but they know I bite them out of love, and they'll come right back to me. I'm sorry, Ms. Buchanan.
And if you'd like to nominate a teacher, go to our website, WCBI.com.
A cold, quiet, and chilly night coming for us here. We'll see temperatures dip down into the mid to upper 20s. Coming up after the break, we've got some more cold rain on the way. I'll time it out for you and let you know how much we expect after the break.
WCBI's Educator of the Week is brought to you by Food Giant, where your neighbors are the owners. Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
It is a quiet night out there on our Alpha Insurance Skycam network with MDOT cameras. Seeing folks on the interstate, they probably got their heaters on as that winter-like air has settled on into place across the southeast. Seeing those 40s pop back in here. 45 in Columbus and in Tupelo, 42 in Memphis. Birmingham is at 46. Some 50s along the coast, but still quite a bit cooler than we were these past few days. Here's something interesting to look at. Not only are we cold, but we are very dry. Dew points are in the teens and 20s across the south. That's not something we see every day. This trough, this cold front has pushed all of that moisture off to the south into the Gulf there. These bright oranges, all that dry air that's been over, keeping us a nice clear sky. You can see that wrapping around this low pressure here. A really cool image. This really makes any meteorologist excited to look at. With all the dry air in place, tonight will be a clear and starry night. Temperatures falling into the mid to upper 20s out there over the next few hours. So we'll need those jackets as you go outside in the morning. 27 will be the low in Columbus, 28 in Amory, 26 in Eupora. Calhoun City also at 27 overnight tonight. Tomorrow, even colder than today. Temperatures, I think, only getting in the mid to upper 40s. We should be in the low 50s this time of year, so definitely a much colder air mass in place than what we saw earlier this week. Still, lots of sunshine, though, maybe a few clouds added into the afternoon. We'll keep north winds light between 3 and 7 miles an hour through the day, getting to 48 in Columbus, 47 in Macon, Ackerman, and Eupora also at 47. Starkville, I've got us at 46. West Alabama, 46 in Vernon, 45 in Soldier and in Hamilton. Reform will get up to 48 on Thursday, and a balmy, maybe more like brisk, 45 in Tupelo, Amory, and Aberdeen, 45 in Houston, Pontotoc at 44 with lots of sunshine through the day. Keeping clouds clear through much of the day on Thursday. As we get into Thursday night, and particularly I think Friday morning, we'll advertise it as a partly cloudy sky to start our day, but through the afternoon then mostly cloudy with showers rolling in by Friday night. I think the rain here holds off until after sunset, but still by 7 o'clock seeing showers roll on in here. Notice some of these cooler colors to our north. Yet again, for you people really wanting snow, that cold air staying to the north, we're going to miss out on that this time and keep it a cold rain yet again across our area. We'll see anywhere from a ½ inch to maybe 3/4 in some spots, other areas seeing lesser. There's not quite as much moisture with this particular system as it comes on through than some of the systems we've seen with heavy rain earlier this month and through the month of December. But still, showers expected through the day on Saturday before things dry out late Saturday night. Maybe a few leftover showers early Sunday morning, but we'll be looking at partly cloudy sky by Sunday afternoon. Other than that, a very seasonal forecast here, upper 40s and low 50s for the next 7 days. We'll watch the rain Friday night into the day on Saturday, dry things out on Sunday morning, getting some sunshine back early next week.
Changing times in the SEC as players look for a fresh start. Transfer news from Tuscaloosa and Starkville. Next in sports.
Local Ford dealers, go further.
Less than 48 hours after the Crimson Tide fell to Clemson in the national championship, the quarterback room may be one less upperclassman come next fall. Senior quarterback Jalen Hurts' name can be found in the NCAA transfer portal. CBS Sports' Barton Simmons is the first to report. Hurts will be eligible to play next season as a graduate transfer if he does indeed transfer from Alabama. Hurts totaled 10 touchdowns this year, throwing and rushing behind Tua Tagovailoa in 2018, and is a former SEC Offensive Player of the Year. Mississippi State junior wide receiver Keith Mixon will also be transferring from the program. AL.com's Matt Zenitz first reported the news. Mixon scored 2 touchdowns in Joe Moorhead's system in 2018. Mixon missed the Outback Bowl due to personal reasons. Those reasons have been made clear. While the Rebels will look to put themselves on the map on the basketball floor tonight against Auburn, Ole Miss football presenting its future Wednesday. Matt Luke will be flanked by 2 former Pac-12 Coaches of the Year, with Rich Rodriguez leading the offense and Mike McIntyre tasked with rebuilding the defense. Both coaches believe their experience can add to a changing Rebel staff.
I've always been working with the secondary in practice too. I've always done drills in practice, been involved in practice, sat in most of all the secondary meetings and that type of thing. So I've kept my hand in there hard.
The certain traits of being competitive, love football, being able to execute certain plays, whether it's run or throw, all that probably everybody wants in a quarterback. You don't want to recruit or have a quarterback that likes football. You better have one that loves it and needs it, because that's a position where you have to spend so much of your own free time in getting to know not just what you're doing, but what other people are doing against you.
Everything Mississippi State men's hoops had done right came apart Tuesday night in the SEC opener. Heading into Columbia to take on South Carolina, the Bulldogs shot 76% as a team from the free throw stripe. In the loss to the Gamecocks, 56%. In the 13 games prior to Tuesday, MSU out-rebounded opponents by a margin of 6.7 rebounds. In the loss to Carolina, Gamecocks won the advantage by 10. While the loss hurts the Bulldogs' tournament resume for now, Ben Howland says this is the time of year where teams find out who they really are.
It's a whole new season starting SEC play, and that's how they approach it, obviously, because they look, really, really good tonight, and they had a good crowd behind them. And bottom line is we got to shore up some things. We got to do a better job rebounding the basketball. We got to shoot foul shots better. And we got to be able to take better care of the basketball.
Made a mention of it earlier, the next game for Mississippi State, they'll be inside the hump taking on Ole Miss on Saturday. The Rebels right now locked in a good one against number 11 Auburn. At last check, the Rebels were up 21-14 against the Tigers. Going to be a great game. We'll have a full recap coming up at 10 right here on WCBI Sports. But that's it for sports. We'll ask you your forecast next.
Well, winter air is here, and it looks to stick around for a while. The good news, I think that sunshine helped a little bit today.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. Tomorrow will feel just a little cooler than today. North winds will be a bit less, though. That might help out. We're going to watch those showers roll in Friday evening, last through the day, Saturday, ending early Sunday morning.
All right.
A wet weekend.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Hey, it's the weekend, though, right?
That's right.
All right, thanks for joining us.